And our full coverage begins with Tainui Crouch from Corporate Box up the road in Brisbane, and Roberto Serola. He represents the Boonchu Gym, who have had a good start to the night, but it's the end of the night. They are hoping their hand is raised in victory. Tainui Crouch, Roberto Serola here on the Gold Coast, where it's 72 kilograms, 5 3-minute rounds, and we are under full Thai rules. It is Crouch in the blue, Serola in the black and yellow.
Of course, Tainui Crouch with 27 fights and Roberto Serola 17 fights. So Crouch, of course, with 10 fights more. He is the more experienced of the two, coming out of the Corporate Box Gym.
Well put together young athlete, big 72 kilogram fighter. Looks for that inside leg kick on that lead leg of Tainui Crouch. Serola, not as much experience, nor does he have the winning percentage of Tainui here tonight. Tainui has also boxed professionally on a couple of occasions over the last few years. Found more success as a Muay Thai athlete.
Switch his stance. Geez, he carries his guard really low, Andy, Tainui, which could be danger times with these little gloves. You've got to have your hands up, palms perhaps turned in to give you a little bit more protection with the back of the glove to ride the shots. Nice little straight right hand there from Tainui. Our third man in the cage tonight is Brad Vicali. Brad Vicali gets around, Brad Vicali, doesn't he? More frequent flyer miles than a Qantas pilot. He runs up everywhere. Crouch trying to snap that lead leg out. Well blocked, well defended by Serola. Roberto on the back foot there. Step through kick. Crouch going up high, trying to change levels here. Dominating that centre cage position for this part of the fight is Serola. Crouch wants it back, he gets it back. Does so with short, quick movements. It's interesting to see, Andy, that the guys are really just kicking it out, I suppose, rather than standing there and working a lot more off the jab and off the hand combos. There's a lot more leg play coming into the tactics now with the smaller gloves. Rather than setting up the combinations with the hands, they're setting up a lot more with the legs. I wouldn't say a whole new discipline, but a very different discipline with these 4-ounce gloves because of the KO power that they possess that the normal 12, 14 or 16-ounce gloves don't. Of course, 8s and 10s is generally the rule in Thai boxing. For the lighter weights, they're fighting with 8s, and for the heavier weights, they're wearing 10s, but they've stepped it way down with a 4-ounce here. Some explosive leg kicks between Serola and Crouch to get the party started tonight. Looking for the elbow there is Roberto. Well, Roberto Serola already looking for that uppercut elbow shot. Uppercut snuck through by Crouch. Sends Serola back. End of round number 1. We are scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds, if in fact we do go the distance here tonight. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the opener, Hammer. What impressed you? Beautiful switch push kick. Round kick to the body from Serola. He was busy on the outside for sure, and I think dictated a little bit with the legs, but Tainui Crouch really pushed forward with the hands. We are waiting to get it underway, round number 2, and the boys touch it up, Tainui and Roberto. 5 rounds if in fact we go to the judges' scorecards. Huge difference in defensive guard between these two. Look at the guard of Serola, very high, elbows in more so than I guess a traditional Muay Thai stance. Tainui though, arms down, means there's a shot available if you're quick enough. Yeah, set it up low and then come over the top with the hands. Tainui, he's pretty confident though. He doesn't seem to be too phased, and he's pushing up a lot on the front foot and eager to get it on. Nice hand leg transition there from Tainui.
Serola comes back with the good use of the push kick. Beautifully done. Looks for the elbow strike again, Serola. Aggressive fighter from Boonchu Jim.
Hammer the push kick tonight inside the cage. A bigger weapon than normal, perhaps.
Well, it has got to be used as you would a jab, as a good barrier, especially as your opponent comes in and tries to bomb with the hands. You're using that push kick, a straight line technique to keep your opponent at bay. I always like to use a push kick or a straight line technique off a round kick as well, because of course a round technique isn't going to stop a charging opponent. They can wear it and keep coming forward, so you need to barrier up straight after with something straight.
Looking for that elbow there, Roberto. Exchange of kicks. Almost your turn, my turn type of stuff there. They went 1 for 1. Crouch coming across, using his hands. Then changing levels down to the feet. Hard to get through that guard of Serola. Still nice and high, and it's nice and strong as the Boonchu boy comes onto the front foot. Inside the clinch they go, and the elbows are flying here in round number 2. And Tainui Crouch has been busted wide open.
He is cut. He is cut badly.
Brad Vicali calls time. The doctor's going to take a look at this. It's Muay Thai. We're in Queensland, and that's what we refer to as a Queensland tattoo.
Have a look at that cut on the brow.
And Hammer, yes, it looks like a nasty cut, but it's more the positioning of the cut and the blood flow that the doctor's going to be looking at.
And whether it's going to be bleeding into his eye, which of course will obscure his vision and make it hard for him to see. Therefore, if he can't see properly, he's not going to be able to defend himself properly, and that could lead to a stoppage in the fight.
There was never any doubt we were fighting on here.
Brad Vicali wipes away a bit of residue blood. Lucky we're in dark colours, Brad.
A big elbow. The real winner for Roberto Serola.
And Serola really went hunting for that elbow strike early. And it's paid dividends for him on the inside. Or could it be a sign of things to come, Andy Raymond?
It could well. There's a nice straight right hand from Tainui Crouch, who is seeing red, literally, and rocking the head of Serola. Some big, big shots from Tainui.
Into the body, up to the head. He's got good boxing, Tainui.
As we said, he boxed professionally, trained professionally as a boxer, so he has that discipline as maybe one of his more superior arts. A good knee there from Roberto.
Tainui eager to push in and push on with the hands, trying to rip away to the body, head. And have a look, he's pumped. He's bleeding, but he's pumped.
We're going to take a look at some of the highlights from round number 2.
With that high round kick from Tainui. And Serola just comes back, tried to get the step knee in, jump knee, went to the inside, short right hand, went bombing with the elbows, uppercut elbow. Tainui answered with a round elbow off the rear. Tainui pushes forward again. Serola trying to keep him at bay, gets caught, gets pinged with that uppercut off the rear.
Didn't this one explode in round number 2 after a relatively quiet, maybe even tame opening round? Accelerated.
Well, the boys have had a crack with the little gloves, and they're confident that they can take the punishment delivered from the opponent and fire straight back. The legs into play again with those low round kicks.
It wasn't the padded gloves, though, that did the damage in round number 2. It was that bare naked right elbow of Roberto Serola.
Geez, they've done a good job to stop the bleeding in the over the eye of Tainui.
Haven't they? Good corner work. And the corner of Crouch is calling him on. They want him to be the front foot fighter here.
Look at this now. Tainui now really knows that he's got to push forward and get some good scoring on the card after being cut. Step lead round kick from Serola. Measures again.
Didn't get all of it, but put all of it into it. Inside leg kick.
Looks a little bit like John Wayne Parr from the back there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All the boys are from Boonchu even starting to look like JW now.
Minus a couple of inkings, but I can see where you're coming from. Looks for that short elbow on exit there. Going to the body is Crouch, changing the levels. He goes high and chases Serola around the cage, and it is a tiny cage. Nowhere to hide tonight. You are constantly going to be in your opponent's pocket.
Well, of course, John Wayne Parr already planning his next event now. So after his retirement fight here tonight, he's looking at October 13th, and he's going to do something a little bit different. He's going for a round cage rather than, I suppose, an octagon-style cage. He's going to go for something round and probably a little bigger, which is going to allow for, I suppose, a bit more movement.
You're not talking about me, are you? Round and a little bigger. Nice exchange from the boys there. Crouch seeing freely out of that left eye.
Oh, big round kick, Serola.
Serola there giving Crouch a little bit of room, but Crouch here vulnerable. He goes to the body.
Tell you what, Crouch, I like what I'm seeing. He's a tough boy. I'd like to see a lot more of Crouch. Tainui Crouch, same Roberto Serola. These guys are putting on a great show.
We're going to take a look at this cut again.
As Atron throws the towel. Corporate box gym boys. Well, they's got another cut now. Geez, that's a nasty one, that one.
He's got the matching pair, and that is a beauty over the right eye.
Wow. More cuts in a butcher shop happening on his face at the moment.
In fact, there's 3 there. There's one on the bridge of the nose as well. And he is waiting. Look at this, Roberto Serola, a bloody mess himself. And we fight on. Tainui Crouch with a smile on his face.
I'll tell you what, Andy, the doc's got to be threading a needle and getting it ready to stitch the boys up after this one. Straight back into it.
Those elbows of Serola doing the damage. A nice right hand, though, from Crouch, who continues to pressure forward.
Keeps going for that body shot, which when he throws the lead body shot, it leaves that side of his head really exposed to a right round elbow. I know he's trying to crack away at the body, but I'm thinking Serola's a little too conditioned to be stopped with a body shot.
End of round number 3. Another beauty, and another beauty for Roberto Serola in his 18th fight, looking for just his 8th win tonight.
Tried for a downward elbow of his own, straight into the round body kick. Tainui. Serola covers. Tight defense.
Very good at the combination shots is Tainui Crouch, showing a lot of variation. Good skill set. Round number 4.
And, just a quick thank you to the sponsors that have made tonight possible. Quest Environments, Bunchu Restaurant, and of course Richard Vale, been a big supporter of John Wayne Parr over the years, so it's fitting that he's sitting ringside, actually looking to be loving this one, Richard, from Bunchu down in Broadbeach. Punch Equipment, and of course Shaft Mining Magazine, Shaft Magazine, giggity. So yeah, all the sponsors getting right behind John Wayne Parr for this show, and the boys are rising to the occasion in centre ring for this one, and in a thoroughly entertaining early opening battle. Andy Roman, this is fantastic.
Highly
stuff.
entertaining, and again well matched. On the back foot there, Serola now pushes in on Crouch, who his face is a crimson mask. With that high guard, that nothing is getting through there of Serola. He's got the hands up nice and high, the left more times than not plastered to the chin. Crouch with a nice kick on exit there. There's the receipt.
He's a tough boy though, Tainui Crouch. Keeps coming forward, he's been cut. His face is going to look like a patchwork at the after party.
Nice stiff jab there from Serola. But it's Crouch on the front foot coming across the cage. The size or lack thereof of this cage tonight, promoting all action fighting.
Again, he goes into the body.
Put it for the elbow.
That body shot just leaves him open for the elbow over the top. Really, it's really a shot that he wants to leave out now, the lead body shot, the rear body shot, because the elbows are going to come straight over the top if he gets the opportunity to do so, Roberto Serola.
Crouch looking a little worn here. Really fatigued, and no surprise, the fight has been contested at an amazing pace, and he's also absorbed plenty of punishment. Couple of lead leg kicks there from Serola. Crouch with an elbow. Tainui fatigued, hurting, but hasn't given up hope.
The continual push kick by Roberto Serola is really doing the job, because you can see it just disrupts the flow of Tainui Crouch. He gets pinged with the push kick as he tries to go forward, and it sort of just disrupts his flow. Oh, beautiful jab straight up there. Fast hands, Tainui Crouch. Catch and look for the counter. Elbows on the inside, they clinch up. Big knee strike from Serola. Elbows, elbows, elbows on the inside.
And that is the end of the round, perhaps unluckily for Tainui Crouch, because he was finding a little bit of success late in the round.
Well, I'll tell you what, with the cuts and the punishment he's sustained, Tainui is doing well to be still in the game at this point. What a big heart. Again, Serola just measuring with that push kick. Beautiful lead jab, Tainui.
And the boys embrace before they get it started. This is the 5th and final round. We are under full Muay Thai rules inside a cage with the 4-ounce MMA gloves. A nice right hand there by Serola.
Oh, gets caught almost with a head kick. Jumping knee into the elbow, Serola. Long punching.
It is long punching. It's straight punching and effective punching from Roberto Serola. And Crouch has been hurt. He's claiming a finger in the eye.
Well, that blood is flowing all freely now, like claret coming out of his forehead.
And again, we're going to check the cut here. Serola ready to continue.
Jeez, I tell you what, there's a bit of blood. There's a bit of blood coming out of the forehead there. The doc having a look at it now, saying he's okay to go on.
The noses pop wide open as well on Tainui Crouch. Last round, good right hand from Serola.